Sorry, TikTok is
No, you're fine. I
popping
just
up.
sent you I just sent you a request to turn on your camera just in case it was being difficult.
Oh, yeah, I don't like to have my camera on.
Okay. I can
Sorry.
turn it on. No, you're fine. Thank you. I wasn't sure if you wanted it on or not, but sometimes TikTok doesn't like let the guest have the option, so I was giving you the option just in case.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, I'm
Thank you for
awkward
joining us.
anyway, and if my camera's on, then I'll be super awkward.
No, you're fine. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang out with us.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
We are very, very excited. We found you through a couple series, so we definitely want to chat with you.
Okay.
While everybody funnels in, would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Chelle Rose. I write dark romance. Probably the series that most people are familiar with is Benetti Brothers. That's definitely probably been my most successful to date. I like writing books with tragic backstories, but ones that end in a happily ever after.
Okay. And how did you begin your writing journey?
Um, I was in a very dark place going through a really difficult time and um, just decided I was going to write a book kind of as my outlet. Never imagined publishing it, but my best friend was like, "You wrote the entire thing, you paid for an editor." She's like, "You should publish it. If you make $5, you make $5."
Right? Yes.
And it was really just the one. I mean, I didn't have an intention of actually becoming an author like long term, but
Okay.
I got addicted to the craft of writing, and here we are.
Fun. I'm glad. Thank you to the best friend for encouraging her because we had a blast reading your work.
Thank you.
And you picked, a certain genre, the dark romance genre. And do you find it difficult to get into that kind of headspace and explore that genre?
No, I really don't. When I first started writing, I was very unsuccessful, and I think the reason is because I didn't know dark romance existed. And so I was writing contemporary, but with these dark themes. So I
Mhm.
wasn't really in front of the right reader for the way my brain wanted to work. So, no, the dark part of it, I really don't struggle to get into that mindset. I don't know what that says about me, but it comes very naturally, and that's probably one of the less difficult parts of writing for me.
Okay. No, we had a blast. I started with one of the books that you got into. I think you were in the anthology. It was Lunatic.
Hmm.
I read one of them and then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to like go into the series more. I saw your name on it. I was like, oh, this has been so fast. And immediately I'm gonna download this.
Well, thank you. Did you read it or listen to the audio, if you don't mind me asking?
I was re eyeball reading it. I didn't get the audio yet, but I am going to get the audio and
Oh,
reread
okay.
it.
Uh, yeah, that was interesting for me because it was a little bit, I've done dark romance for a while, but that was erotic horror.
Yeah.
But the dark romance still crept in,
Mhm.
because while we didn't have to have an HEA for
Right.
being part of that shared world, um, I had to end it with some sort of a happy ending, just because that's me.
Right. Would you ever consider writing a book without an HEA?
There is a book that's been in my head for a couple of years that's going to have a tragic ending, but it will definitely not be written this year.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully
Teaching
next
us.
year.
Yeah, I'm always on the fence. I have been leaning towards non-HEAs lately, um, because they're not very predictable, and then they leave me, I don't want to say not satisfied, but they leave me just like blankly staring there, like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because readers say a lot that they don't like books that don't end in a happily ever after. But there's a lot of books. I mean, Under Your Scars,
Yes,
people
thank you.
loved that. They
Hmm.
also hated it.
Yeah,
But so I think it'll be fine, but obviously you have to warn people that this
right.
does not end well.
And Under Your Scars was my first like non-HEA, but I am a person that doesn't read triggers and I don't read the blurbs. So I just go in blindly.
Hmm.
Um, and it was an author I hadn't explored yet. So I was like, yeah, I'll sign up for it. I want to listen to it. I launched my phone and Kindle when I finished that book because I didn't know it didn't have an HEA. So I was not ready for it. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. And then I got to the end and I'm like, it was not fine. I was not okay.
Yeah. But a lot of readers, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I love that.
Hmm.
If you can actually move me with words that you write to actually cry, because I don't normally.
Right.
Um, that's a really powerful thing that any author can do.
Yeah.
So I absolutely loved it. It was one of the first audiobooks that I ever listened to. Um, and it was, I mean, I knew it didn't have a happy ending. So, I was still mad though.
Yes. See, I
Right.
had no idea. So my reaction, I was like, I think I stayed up until after midnight because I was like so engulfed in it. And then when that happened, I just remember just like launching it. Like, what do you mean that's the end of the
Yeah, to me, it's like just the greatest thing. Like if somebody messages me and says, like I had one reader message me with my current release, saying that she cried so hard that she was afraid for her kids to look at her because her face was all red. And I mean, she looked like somebody had died. Um, for an author, I mean, that's the greatest compliment you can give us.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to call in sick and just have take a week to process this. It's fine.
exactly.
No, but I loved that series with I loved how everybody's book was different, but at the same time, it was such a fun read. And I
Hmm.
read it in October, so perfect vibes to go with it.
Yeah, yeah. It was really exciting. I mean, it was scary because there were, a fair bit of, much bigger authors that
Hmm.
write in that genre
Hmm.
regularly, so I was a little scared about, measuring up and everything, but I just at the end of the day said, you know what? I wrote the story I wanted to write. Some people will love it, some will hate it, and some will just not actually care. And
Agreed, Heather.
that's just how I have to deal with things. Hi, Heather.
I agree. It was a perfect fit, and I was actually really blown away. I was like, this was a fun read, and then I went over to Bones, and then I was like having a great time with that. It was funny because I really didn't want to like the main male character. And I was like, I'm not gonna like him. I'm just gonna stick to my guns. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like Bones. And then like the further it goes, I'm like, okay, I kind of like Bones.
Yeah, there were a lot of people. It didn't happen when the book came out, but when the audio came out, I
Mm,
got tagged in a lot of videos when people had just started listening to it and they were like, "Oh, I don't like this guy. He's a jerk." I'm
yep.
like, "Okay, but just wait."
Hmm. Well, I like to read and listen because I always think that's like a fun like way to immerse myself. So I'm reading it and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna like him. He's being mean for no reason. And then when he comes like running down the stairs to stop something, I was like,
Yeah.
son of a gun. I don't like him.
Yeah, he's really a softie.
Yes, and see, that's the type of characters I love. They're always like the mean and they bully, but then like out of nowhere for the female characters, they're like soft and sensitive. And I like the parts where he's like, "I'm not supposed to feel anything. I feel something." I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, I that is so much fun to write, a male character that's like that and thinks he can't possibly fall in love with this, woman dangling off of his, you know, barbed wire.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and then, he falls so hard it's ridiculous. It's just a lot of fun to write that.
I had an absolute blast. What inspired you for Bones' character?
Honestly, I had written this while I was writing the second book in a duet that was a BDSM club um, slash V auction.
Oh,
Not
okay.
looking to get anybody in trouble. So I needed, for that book, I needed a character that, was this tough mafia character and that could really, take care of business with the bad guys. And so I wrote him, and my alpha team, which Heather is telling you she was part of that, would not shut up about Bones. And I was like, well, but what about Sin? This is his book. Come on, don't do this to him. And I was like, no, 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 I'm not planning on writing another Mafia series. But they just wouldn't stop. So I was like, okay, whatever. I guess we're doing this. So, and I'm very thankful for that because I mean, it's been my most successful series. So I can't exactly regret it.
I dove into that series and I've been obsessed. And it's like as soon as one ends, I go and like buy the other one. I'm like, I'm gonna start having to submit like these for tax write-offs because I just keep biting them. I'm like, you know what? This is your fault.
Well, you're doing this, so you could literally, I think, I'm not a lawyer, not into taxes, but I think you might be able to write it off.
Yay!
Contact a tax lawyer.
I was like, and I'm over here like, oh, my credit just came here. Well, I know where it's going.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Would you ever consider going back into the horror erotica genre again?
Um, I'm really booked for this year, but I am really, really hoping to write Hunt, Devour. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the last word on here. Starts with a K, ends with an L. Um, and that is a Halloween novella, and it's a why choose.
Ooh.
And kind of um, the background is that this girl that's aged out of the foster care system finds her way into a abandoned mall. I mean, we've all seen malls, right? That
Right.
there's like nothing to them anymore, and they look like, I don't know, a zombie apocalypse or something. And these guys find her there.
I'm so
So
intrigued.
yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I am, if I keep on schedule and don't have any problems, then that will probably come out right before Halloween.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited.
So, and I don't know if it'll have an HEA. I won't know that until, I'm in there writing it and get a feel for the characters and what they would do and all that. But it will be fun.
I'm excited. I know, I was like, I've been like exploring that genre a little bit more. So whenever I find an author that I'm obsessed with and they write in that genre, I'm like, so can I get a little bit more?
Yeah, so I've been asked if I was gonna move over to erotic horror, and I definitely do not have any plans of that. Dark romance is my sweet spot, and I intend to stay there. But I do think it'd be really fun, especially because people reacted very well to Lunatic. I do think it'd be fun to, once a year around Halloween, release something that's a little out of the ordinary for me.
Ooh, that's fun. And is there any other genre that you would consider trying?
I mean, I'm open, I don't like to put myself in a box. Like if I suddenly had the urge to write a fantasy, which will never happen, but that's just an example, then I want to be able to write a fantasy. I'm not going to, um, you know, contain myself like that in my creativity.
Okay.
Um, so paranormal, definitely, I see that down the road. But yeah, fantasy is probably the only one just because there's so much world building and they're so long. So that
Right.
means that I would be putting out a lot less books the year that I wrote something like that. So I don't see that happening, but I don't like to say never. Christian romance, I probably will never write that. They would kick me out.
We would commend you for trying. And how was it hearing your words in audiobook form?
Well, my first audiobook that was professionally produced was Bones. And I will admit publicly, there were a lot of tears. There was a lot of shock.
Okay.
My mind was like absolutely blown because I thought um, the voice actors who were Joe Arden and Amanda Willow, I didn't come from an audio background. I had never listened to an audiobook. So I really just thought he's gonna read it. She's gonna read it. Like I thought they were just reading. I didn't know they were performing. Um, so it was a lot. I was very emotional. Um, I listened to Bones quite a few times. Like I kept thinking, I imagined this. This did not happen. Um, so it's been a wild experience. Now I've got five out. Um, and every time it's so exciting and it's addicting to hear your words brought to life like that.
I was blown away by the audio performance. This was my first time experiencing Amanda, and she did a phenomenal job. It was so raw and gripping, and then her and Joe's, chemistry was just off the charts as well. And I thought they did your book such justice with their performance.
Yeah, they really did. And I think that was the first dark romance that Amanda recorded, but it ended up not being her first release because another book came out first.
Okay.
But I mean, it was amazing. And, hearing the snippets was incredible. But when I actually got to hear the entire audiobook as a complete work, I mean, my mind was absolutely blown. It was incredible.
I can only imagine because, like I said, I love to read and listen at the same time. And I read Lunatic and then I started to hear like little snippets from it. I'm like, oh my God, well, now I need another one.
Yeah. Um, that was that was unique too. Like I had so many panic attacks as the author listening to that because I was like, it really, really got in my head that I sent Maxine Mitchell, of all people, this book with these things happening. I was like, should I send flowers? Should I send an apology? So,
I
um,
apologize when I put your character through.
like I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And I kept thinking that, the whole time I was writing it because I knew that she would perform Bianca um, either before I started writing or really early on. So I kept thinking, oh my God, what am I doing?
I bet that was fun too, because I that book was wild. That was a wild ride.
It was, but they both did such a fantastic job on the audiobook. So, um, I did, kind of keep watching my email to see if while she was recording, if she was going to be like, whoa, 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 no, I know.
This is where I draw the line.
But she did a great job. So,
I love that because I'm always curious, especially like books in that genre that are like really like off the deep end. I'm always just like, what are their like thoughts behind hearing that come out of like an audiobook narrator's mouth? Like alone, I can only imagine your Google research for for some of those things. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this sounds so fun.
yeah, my friend is convinced I'm on a watch list because of my Google searches.
Well, because I always think that too, because I'm so engulfed and it's so in detail. And your words are like a movie in her head. And I'm wondering, I was like, either she has experience or her research on Google is wild.
Yeah, oh, it's really wild. I don't write too many graphic scenes without doing research because believe it or not, I've never done these things in real life.
Really? No.
Never even thought about it. So, yeah, I have to actually research that. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, one day they're going to show up.
Ma'am, we got a report through your Google search.
It can happen.
It was just research. It's just research.
So, yeah, that's okay. I didn't used to order my own books, but now I got a couple. That way, if they come, I can be like, look, fiction.
Fiction. There you go. Those genres always make me laugh too, because that's automatically where my head goes. Because some of the stuff mentioned in the books, I'm like, is that really like how that would happen? And then like I fall into that trap and I go Google. I'm like, what happens when you da 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 da? And I'm like, oh, that was pretty accurate. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, I frequently just randomly text my best friend and I'm like, okay, so if somebody did this, you know, how graphic would the injury be? Would there be a lot of B loss? I don't know how much trouble people get on TikTok.
That's
So,
really touchy, yeah.
but I ask her these things all the time, and she's like, you know what? If you go down, you're taking me with you. I'm like, yes, probably. Chances
But
are.
between the Google search and then the best friend text messages, we have no hope.
For real. That's what
I
friends
love
do.
that though. How was it seeing the reaction to everybody with Bones?
It was wild. I one of the first things I saw just after they released the first teaser for Bones was an influencer with the odd little clip from the audio climbing into a dog cage. And I was just scrolling. She didn't tag me in it or anything. So I was just scrolling and I was like, wait a minute, and went back
That looks
and
familiar.
cried. I cried. Um, yeah. excuse me. That's the effect that readers and influencers can have on authors. So it was really incredible. I had a lot of people message me saying that Athena's story helped them heal from, things in their past. Um, and that's just a beautiful thing. I mean, that's incredible. It was not my goal, but um, if people can heal reading my books, I'm very happy to be a part of that.
And how long have you been writing? What? Because I know you said you were encouraged to write that book. That was your debut then?
No, that's what a lot of people think.
Oh,
Because they're
really?
like, oh, you popped up overnight. No, I've been writing since 2021. That was when I released my first book. But as time went on, um, I feel like every book I write gets a little bit better. I learn more about the craft of writing. And so I was like, oh my God, my first like 5 or 6 books were just terrible compared to this. And I was terrified that somebody would read my debut and that's where they would start and they would never read anything I wrote again. So I actually unpublished my first 6, but I think there's, I don't know, somewhere between 21 and 23 that are currently on Amazon.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to go research your backlog because yeah, when I go and research you, it's like that whole series, and then of course Lunatic. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to go scout out some more books from you because these are addicting.
Yeah, yeah, I love that when people read my blacklist backlist. I apologize, but I'm always worried. Like I said, we get better as we go, or at least that is my goal.
Yeah.
Is to always be picking up tricks and finding better ways of telling a story. Um, but that's why I unpublished like the first 5 or 6. I mean, they're still out there, but um, not so many.
And can you tell us about your most recent release?
um, so a lot of people requested me to continue the Benetti world, and I agreed. I mean, as long as I have valid stories to tell, that's what I'm going to do. So my last release was Destruction, which is book one of the Benetti Bastards series. It's going to be 3 books. It features Heather, who was in Lunatic as a side character. She's friends with Bianca,
Mhm.
and 3 never um, known about Benetti's. Um, so, um, yeah, that's going to be book 1 is Destruction, book 2 will be Possession, book 3 will be Retribution. I can't talk today.
Oh, I'm excited.
So, yeah, I'm really excited about this series. It's a why choose. It's dark. These men are not mafia, but they're Benetti, so there's going to be mafia ties. And the way in which they run their business is still kind of mafia like. Um, they run a chop shop.
Ooh.
So, um, so yeah, people have responded to Destruction really well. It's the highest rated book so far, knock on wood, that I've ever
Congratulations.
written. So, hopefully people continue to like it. And the audio is coming soon. And it's full cast and it's beyond wild. Like, I don't even know how it happened that I got this cast. So, hasn't been announced yet, but soon.
Blink once, and if we know the narrators. And what made you choose Mafia? as a subgenre in dark romance?
Um, Really, like I said before, I mean, I just needed a bad character, and then, my alpha team went nuts over Bones.
Right.
Um, and, I really loved it. It was a lot of fun to write these, men that don't obey any rules, like they just do not care. Um, but then, they do have a heart after all. Um, so, it definitely wasn't a plan for me. I wrote another Mafia series, which was not successful. And after I wrote that, I said, I'm never doing Mafia again. Like, I don't belong here. And then, they just kept going on and on about Bones. And I was like, okay, maybe we can do this better this time.
I'm always fascinated with like mafia because I always feel like they have so much more freedom. And I was curious if you were going to dive into like secret society or someone suggested like motorcycle club.
Motorcycle Club, I don't see happening. Next year, if things go right, I will be doing the Benetti Sons series. So that's the sons of
Ooh.
uh, Bones, Reaper, Cage, and Psycho. And maybe Raven. You never know. I don't know.
Ooh.
um, and that's going to be a hockey mafia. Um,
Ooh.
so, um, but I'm not setting release dates or anything like that because I way overextended myself this year, so I'm trying not to do that again.
And how many books do you write at once?
One.
One, okay.
So sometimes I do write multiple books at once, but what happens is inevitably one of them I'm going to get sucked into, and then the other gets pushed aside. I did that with my book Dark Notes and Reaper, and my poor alpha team was dying for Reaper, and I just got so sucked into Dark Notes that I couldn't jump back over there. They're very different books.
Right.
So yeah, I really try to stick to one. It works better for me.
And do you have any signings lined up?
Yes, in July I will be at Bray.
Okay.
Um, and I've talked Amanda Willow into coming.
Yay. She's in our
Um,
chat too. Hi,
yes, I saw
Amanda.
that. Hi, Amanda. So yeah, it should be fun. Um, that's my only signing that I have this year. Um, and I'm not real sure about next year yet. They're just starting to, for the most part, do signups for next year.
Oh, well, I hope we're able to see you either this year or next year because I definitely want my book signed. So I'm always curious where yours are going to be at.
Definitely, definitely. Any signings, anything like that, I usually announce on the other app. Um, so I don't think anything else this year will happen. Like, even if it were offered to me, I don't think I would take it. But perhaps next year.
Okay. And how are you balancing your writing and your personal life? Because I feel like you're knocking these books out left and right.
Not very well.
Oh no.
How's that for an honest answer?
And you know what?
Um,
I respect it.
Not very well. And I'm making a lot of changes this year because of that. I've hired somebody to take care of all of my US shipments to take that off of my plate because 2025, that was a really big source of high anxiety and just feeling like I was losing my mind. So I've got somebody else taking care of that, and um, I've got a special edition that I'm doing for Bray, and I could have formatted it with the nice black chapter pages and everything myself, but I decided to just hire somebody to do that. So I'm trying to do less myself so that I can, focus more on writing rather than feeling like, you know, my head's gonna spin out of control.
No, that makes sense. I was just so impressed at your catalog. And then when you said you've been writing since 2021, I mean, I feel like you've cranked out so many books between then and now.
Yeah, I did used to release like something like 6 to 8 books a year. I have slowed down quite a bit, because um, I don't want to be the author that necessarily puts out the most books in a year. I want to, write good stories, and I have a developmental editor now. So, things take a little bit longer, but I'm confident that I'm, putting out the best quality of books that I'm capable of.
That makes sense. And are you going to continue to also publish audiobooks? I know a lot of people are in here are audiobook lovers.
So we've got the 3 books coming for the Benetti Bastards. I will have audiobooks for Dark Notes Volume 1, Dark Notes Volume 2, once, those have been unpublished and
Mhm.
are being worked on to make them better a little bit longer. So those will be republished and we'll be getting audiobooks. And then I have one other project that is getting audiobooks, but I can't talk about it yet. So, yeah, just tons of audio. I mean, I'm an audio fan now. So,
I know, I love that. I love how you went from like not knowing about it much and then now being obsessed. I love seeing and hearing your words put into a performance because it is just so done beautifully and your words shine even brighter.
well, thank you very much. I love listening to it probably more than you do. So, which sounds weird since it's my book. It sounds like, well, that's really kind of stuck up, but it's just amazing to hear the story that you created, performed like that. So,
No, I would be just as obsessed, especially with the performance and how well it was done. I mean, it is definitely a re-listen for me because it was so captivating. And it's also such a fun listen because it's always like, what's happening now? Why is he so crazy?
he is a little crazy.
And we like him crazy, so it's okay. And would you be comfortable if I invited the rest of Book Club up here? I know they have some feedback and questions for you.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yay! I know we were all talking about your books because a lot of us have just like flown through your collection.
Hey.
There we go.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello. Hello.
Well, hello.
She's not talking.
He had questions to be asked.
Okay,
But
do I start?
yeah, you can start. I didn't know who wanted to start.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, okay, so my question uh, about the audiobooks, according to what or based on what, like creators that you choose your narrators? Is it based on the character, how you imagine the like the FMC or the MMC, or do you leave it to the production?
Well, they ask it. the get-go, if there's any voice actors that you have in mind. Doesn't mean you'll get
Okay.
them, but they ask. Um,
Okay.
so I usually, tell them if I have any thoughts. I'm very, very careful to make sure, like if a book is particularly emotional, then I want voice actors that, are skilled in performing those roles. And I suppose if I have a, really growly bad guy, then, that's kind of the same thing. So I work with the production company on the casting. And I mean, they've been very good to me, and they always listen to, what I have to say about it.
So you have your own list and you have your own vision about the character, and you select them through their voices or maybe their acting, and then you give this list like to the production and they go through it, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, I might really not know. And so then, that's where I, rely on them for their casting department and experience, because again, I am still fairly new to audio. But for me, working with a production company, I mean, any production company now going forward will have to be a production company that will hear my vision and respect it, because that's kind of what I started with.
Absolutely.
And so now I'm a spoiled little brat, and I want to only work with companies that are going to listen to that and not, blow me off and say, no, 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 this is what you need. So, but we have a very good working relationship, and, I tell them what I want, but it doesn't mean you always get what you want. But I've been pretty lucky with amazing voice actors this far.
Definitely.
We've been pretty obsessed with your audiobook selection lately.
Thank you for answering.
May, did you have a question?
Great. It's been great hearing these guys like reading and listening to it. It's like getting all their reactions to it, and then getting to talk to more people about your books, because I can't rave about them enough.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I actually think it was one of May's reviews that kind of got it on our radar for Bones, because after I finished Lunatic, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to finish like the rest of this, like all of these other authors. And then I want to say I saw one of your videos, and it was either a review or you were like doing one of the voiceovers, and I was like, well, dang it, now I need to dive into this one.
May does fantastic videos, and I don't always read or listen to reviews, because sometimes it might not be very good for my mental health, but I always listen to May's because she's always so eloquent, and I love hearing what she thinks about the books. And I loved meeting her. I got to meet her at the end of October. I was like, when was it?
Yeah, it was November.
It was Halloween.
2nd. Yeah, just after Halloween, and that's
Yeah.
like, I was shocked. I still like can't believe that I got to meet you, and then I get to interact with you. And it's like, and getting to read more of your books as well, and then meeting Amanda there as well. That was like,
Yeah.
just like a bonus as well. Is it like, but getting it, and again, like the way of which you write your books, and then talking like you bring in the trauma, but then the aftermath of the trauma as well, going into detail of not just the victim, but then the victim's significant others or families, people surrounding them, and how it impacts them and how they go on a path, on the path of healing. Because as mentioned, I've said it before, and I tend to ramble when I talk about it as well. So it's try to get back on track when talking about the stories, and then the narrators as well, how they bring your characters to life, because that is very important. That finding those narrators to stay true to the characters, and then bringing them to life in a way that people can either understand or love them or hate them, depending on where the story is going.
Yeah, there's definitely hate moments, right? But but that's okay. Even if you finish Bones, in my opinion, and you absolutely hated him, you know what? I made you feel something, so it's all good.
Exactly.
And that's really the point of my book, is to make you feel.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah, definitely a lot of tear jerking, and a lot of some rage moments of just throwing my Kindle down and just going, ah.
But those are the books that stick with us. I feel like if you're gonna have such a strong reaction when someone's asking for a book, you're gonna automatically go there and be like, you know what book really put me through it? This one. And I think that's important because, like I said, I started Bones and I'm like, you know what? I don't like him. And it was the first chapter. I was like, I don't like him. And then he did the going down the stairs. Was like, I'm the only one. And I was like, she knows my weakness. She knows it, and she's exploiting it. I love a good bully, but not when it touches what's his. And I'm like, and I'm done. He still made me mad a couple other times in the book, but I was like, you know what? I can move past it and I can forgive him.
And I wanted to ask you, Chelle, because I didn't get to ask you last time, because I kind of, was just excited to get to talk to you again. With the genres that you write about, is there any other genres that, or you might have asked already, Christina, are there any genres that you would be interested or have thought about writing about that isn't either mafia or, dark romance or anything?
Yeah. So I see paranormal down the line. Not a lot, maybe 1 or 2 books, something like that. And I mean, I won't be stuck in mafia forever. But I'm going to continue writing dark books. I really like the serial unalivers. I don't know why, but that's a lot of fun to write. So I could see more of those.
So our favorites, yes.
So, we'll see what happens. But I said earlier, probably the only genre that I really would not write would be fantasy. I really don't see that. And then obviously sweet and clean romance. I mean, it would be the shortest book in the history of books. No.
They met, they brushed hands, they're done.
I know where I don't belong, and that is it. So, but as far as, and I think, it's going to stay dark themed because even if I tried to write something that wasn't dark, I don't think my brain would allow it.
What about taboo romance?
I'm sorry, what?
Taboo romance.
What about taboo romance? Do you feel
Well,
comfortable
you know
writing
what?
taboo?
I would never ever say anything to a reader about a review, but because May is here and I saw her review of Destruction, she called it taboo. And I was like, oh, is it? I don't even know.
Well, I say taboo because they're triplets because
Right.
they're brothers,
Yeah.
and there's a bit of the sharing, and there's a bit of not so much like they do anything with each other, but it's like
Right.
it's fairly close a little bit.
As long as
Yeah.
they don't touch.
So, yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, I hadn't thought about it that way, but I guess especially some of those scenes,
Mhm.
and I know May knows the ones I'm talking about, are definitely maybe a little taboo. So, will I ever write really taboo? I am dying to write like a brother and sister.
Ooh.
It'll be, if I do it, it'll be a while, it'll be dark. But yeah, I've definitely thought about it. I think it'd be really fun to write. It would not be for everybody, but that's okay.
I'll read it.
I'll read it.
I'll
You
definitely
read it, we'll read it. I don't know, everybody in the comments, hold on. Are we talking blood related or are we talking step?
Well,
I
I've
read both.
written adopted siblings, and
Okay.
Victoria, they would be blood. I mean, if I'm going to call it taboo, I mean, it's one thing if a reader thinks it's taboo, they can say whatever they, feel about the book. But if I'm going to promote it as taboo, it's got to be taboo.
Mm-hmm.
I think you broke the chat.
No, I've read 3 of them, like the foster, the stepbrother, stepsister, and one that's kind of supposedly they're related. But I read all of those before, so I don't mind. I don't care. I don't read trigger warnings.
Yes.
Victoria.
Trigger warnings, we call it the menu. Come on.
The menu.
Well, with Lunatic, I did kind of, when I did a video for it, I did put a warning this time because when I went in on it, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, oh, wow, this is a little bit more intense than usual. I mean, Bianca, a lot of things happened to her and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let me make sure people know, read your trigger warnings just in case. Just in case. I loved the whole series. I mean, I loved the whole book. It was really good. I like Troy and Maxine's. I don't know. I just love their narrating, together and stuff like that. At the end, knowing that he's one of the brothers. Hopefully, I didn't. If someone hasn't read it, oops, sorry, I spoiled a little bit there. But that was my first book, and I loved it. I don't know, those little snippet from Blue Nose, I was so, I call it obsessed, and I really wanted to hear this book so badly. That's how obsessed I was with it. Until I read it, until I heard it, I was like, okay, it was good. It was really good. So I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, the trigger warnings for that book were wild. I was like, what is even wrong with you? For
I
real.
remember seeing the sign up list and I had to scroll down to get all of the trigger warnings to be viewed on my page. I was like, Lord, what is she putting it? I want it.
All
Ouch.
sorts of crazy things.
How did you come up with all of that? That's the question. I mean, did you feel, when you were writing it, did you feel like, wow, what the heck am I writing? Wow. What is with the
So-
scene? Wow.
Okay, so quick story here. My first book was called Sweet or Hard. Stupid title. I thought I was a genius at the time, but I wasn't. But
That's
anyway,
good.
it's centered around a woman who was going through DV with her husband and her psychiatrist. And it was not received well. It was contemporary romance. People were very upset that this psychiatrist, was with her romantically. So that's kind of how this idea started. I was like, well, if I'm going to write bad things, then I might as well write like really bad things. So I took that idea and just kind of put a spin on it and made it worse than the people that read that first book would ever imagine. So, that's kind of how it started. And I mean, I knew going in that it had to be a lot darker, that it was supposed to be erotic horror. So, I couldn't do just what I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the things like the leg, if you've read it, I'm not going to describe it here on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of those things just, kind of came as I was writing. And I mean, that's just how I write. I don't plot or anything. So it just kind of happens as it pops into my head.
That was good. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind that one. That was a really good one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually,
when
Each thing that was a little bit harsh also.
What was that? I'm sorry, dear.
In Bones, the first book.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the cage,
Oh, yeah.
that was a little bit harsh.
That was that was pretty challenging to write. I said that I don't have trouble with dark things, and I don't. But when I was writing that, I was writing those scenes in the perspective of Athena, as if I were her. And when you consider her backstory and everything, and then when I heard the audio and heard Amanda performing, "Please don't put me back in there," I was done. So, it's certainly an emotional book at, parts anyway. And that was a little, just because of her background. Like, I don't think if she had, had a somewhat normal background, that it would have been that hard to write. But then she probably wouldn't have been in one of my books.
Yeah.
Because that's what I write. So,
no, I agree. Amanda's performance, I felt like my heart just cracked open in that scene because you could hear it in her voice, like her voice was cracking, like the emotion behind it. And I'm over here crying, and I'm like, the way I'm gonna submit my therapy bill.
I want to
I
hear
think
the
we
NOLA
should
story
all
about.
say-
Amanda said you got to tell the story about the cage we almost got in NOLA. Let's hear it.
Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
So we met up the night before any of the events were taking place at this bar. Maybe Amanda could tell you the name of the bar. I don't know the name of the bar because girlfriend here was entirely too drunk to remember anything. But there was this cage. They had this cage, and you could get in it, and they would like raise it. They had a, I don't know, some sort of a rope or whatever it was called, where they could raise it, and you would be in this cage, and it would be spinning around. Well, I mean, look, I didn't perform Athena. Amanda Willow performed Athena. So I said to her, "Get in the cage." And she would not. I'm so disappointed still, and now I'm, re-triggered because she brought it up.
This is wild.
Oh my gosh. That would have
yelled so many times for her to get in the cage, and she did not.
Maybe she needed Joe Arden to tell her to get in the cage.
That's what I was like. Where's Joe? He's here somewhere. Somebody get him. We did get a picture in front of it.
What a missed opportunity. That would have been amazing had you have had a cage or something, and then like taking photos of people in the cage, or like with the book, or with all your books and everything. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, she was texting me. She was like, "Oh my God, they have a cage here. Get here, hurry up." It was so much fun though. But I also did not get in the cage because I am not a fan of heights, and the fact that this thing spins around on top of it, I was like, oh yeah, this will be great. Everybody will be at this event talking about, hey, did you guys see Chelle Rose throwing up yesterday in the cage? No.
Much better if we had Amanda in there.
Yeah, she wouldn't do it though. Maybe next time.
How high did the cage go, and how fast was it spinning?
To the ceiling, and so somebody just kind of put their hands on it and spun it around, kind of like, I don't know, you might a child in a swing or whatever. So it didn't go super fast, but I think it went fast enough, especially being up in the air.
Okay, nope. Nope.
I'm so intrigued now.
I'm picturing like this bird cage just swinging back and forth on Bourbon Street in NOLA.
No, it's
now I gotta go back and find this place now.
Yeah, there's actually a picture on the other app that I don't know. Did I post it? Did you post it, Amanda? I can't remember. One of us posted it. But
Please, Amanda. Please.
She said the place is called Fetish, and that definitely rings a bell.
I think I've been there.
Now we all have to
In
go
the
look at this
cage?
picture. See, next time we have to invite Victoria. Victoria said she would get in for us.
You know what? There is not a single doubt in my mind that Victoria would get in there.
Yes.
Victoria, do it for science, please.
Yeah, Victoria would do it. She should have been there.
Yeah.
Where were you? I should have texted you.
I know, Victoria. You let us down. You weren't in there.
I'll get in with you, Victoria. I'm not scared.
I would get in the cage. I just wouldn't go if
Didn't
it's
get the invite, people. I didn't get the invite for that event.
Oh,
I was-
Victoria.
I was eating food that I should not have been eating at the time. I would have rather been in a cage.
It was 2 a.m. We were out at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Oh, no, I wasn't eating food then. I was asleep.
That was the latest I have stayed out in like years, but we had so much fun I didn't even want to leave.
Okay. First of all,
Oh,
this
Amanda.
was. Oh, hey, hi. Don't mean to crash your party, but I'm just going to set things straight here. First of all, I asked Chelle first to get into the fucking cage. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. I'm so sorry if I'm not allowed.
You're fine.
And she declined. So I truly felt it was appropriate. The words came from her soul. It was only appropriate for her to get in the cage, but she declined, but whatever. But it was about, I think we all got there at like 11 p.m. And mind you, I need you all to know, this was the first time at this moment, this was the first time I met Chelle. It was literally our first meeting was at this fetish club in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. I could not have asked for a better situation. It was amazing. There were too many drinks consumed. There was a lot going on. This was also, it was a couple of nights before Halloween. So there were people dressed up, and it was a wild, wild time. But I have the picture. I think I have it on my, Instagram. I'm going to reshare it, and then Chelle can share it so you guys can see. It's my favorite. It's probably my favorite picture from the entire weekend. Just the two of us in front of a cage. It just felt very full circle, and I love it so much.
I do too. That night was so much fun. And obviously the fact that they had the cage.
It was perfect. It was so perfect.
Perfect. I couldn't have planned it better.
No, you couldn't have. And I don't even know how we ended up. I think it was kind of a last minute, it was like a last minute decision too. We need a cage prop for Bray. Oh my God.
Yes, we do.
Don't tempt me. I will show up with like a cardboard, like, front of a cage and just take pictures behind it. So it looks like I'm in a cage. Yeah. I'll do it.
Yes.
Just start to bring that prop at every sighting.
I know, right? Oh my God. Don't tempt me. I'll do it.
I love it. Y'all's first time in New Orleans?
Yeah. That was, oh yeah. And I want to go back so bad. I had so much fun. The food was amazing. The people were amazing. The culture's amazing. I thrived in that city. I wish I was only there for like 5 days. I wish I stayed for longer because it was beautiful.
I'm from there, so that's why I was asking. I was like, I think
really?
I've been to that. I was serious when I said I think I've been to Fetish.
Oh my God. It was it was super tiny, very compact.
Yep.
The
all
drinks
of them are.
Oh yeah. It reminded me because I live in Jersey, and so I spent a lot of time in Manhattan and New York, and everything in Manhattan is tiny and compact. So it felt like home. But it was great. Every spot that we went to in New Orleans was just absolutely phenomenal. I loved it.
It was a little wild for me. I mean, I did really have fun that first night that we met up, but and you know, they have so many cool things, but for me, I struggle around a lot of people, and well, there was a lot of people, and do you remember, Amanda, me texting you as I was trying to get to the theater, and I was so totally lost.
Oh my God.
No.
Or when I was helping you find your Uber, and I took us around the block, and I took us 20 minutes out of the way that we could have just cut through an alley and would have been in the same spot. Oh yeah. Good times. Good times.
Oh no.
Oh, we were a mess.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing though. I wish we went. We're gonna have to come next.
I wish you went too.
We went to the one to Vegas, so it was too close after a Vegas trip, or else we would have been there.
Ooh. Vegas is another spot on my list of places that I absolutely need to go visit.
I love Vegas.
Actually, you don't.
It was fun, Wendy. It was fun.
No. You know what? If you've never been, you will like it. I live too close, and my father lived near there, so I've been there a zillion times, and it has changed a lot. So, I mean, if you've never been, it's definitely a bucket list item, just like New Orleans.
Yeah.
So if you've never been, it's a bucket list.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I know I want to go once to do the touristy stuff, and then I think I'll be good.
Yes, agreed. I think I want to do that as well.
Amanda, if you go to Wild and Windy Vegas this year, I'll be there. So if you decide to go,
I know. I wanted to go there. I wanted to go to Nashville, but I am maxing out all of my vacation time from my day job to go to the events that I'm signing at. So it's like, which I'm excited about, but it's like, damn, no, I can't. I know there's so much that I want to go see, and so many other authors and readers and narrators that I want to go see at all these different events. And it's like, if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world, I'd be at every single one. Because I haven't been to one yet. The Blue Nose event back in New Orleans was like my first quote unquote book event that I ever went to. So that was like a fun little taste. So I'm doing I have one coming up in April. That's like my first real one. So I am terrified and excited, but
Is that Kink and
it'll
Ink?
be, it is Kink and Ink.
Oh, we're trying to get there.
Oh my God, please do. I would love to see you all there. Oh my God, I'd love that. I'd love it.
Now we
I'd
have
love
even
some
more
friendly
motivation.
faces.
Send me pictures.
I will. You know I will.
Hopefully we can find a cage.
Or make it happen.
Oh, we will
That's
find
the
a
fun
cage.
part of being my age, because at 60, everything I did crazy back in the day was before cell phones and all that crap.
Oh.
So there's no you can't prove it. You know, if you weren't there, it didn't happen. There's no photos, it didn't happen.
I mean, they're
I
good for
didn't fall
millennials
over
too.
from
Show me my
tequila.
MySpace pictures.
No. I
we
I
want
love
those
them
relics
for
to stay hidden.
Just show me my MySpace pictures. I'm like, right,
Oh
you
my
can't
gosh.
find them.
Yeah, I feel like we have time for Bray. We have enough time to plan. So I really feel like if we wanted to make it happen, we could probably reach out to an adult entertainment facility and ask for a VIP room with a cage. And
With
I
a
feel like they could
cage.
probably arrange that. I feel like that could probably happen.
Only if you perform in it.
We take you to one Magic Mike show, Victoria, and it all goes down.
Well, no, you know what I used to do before I went into my corporate career, right?
You were
No.
a pole dancer?
There were
Nighttime
naughty
ballerina.
activities that I was involved. Yep, nighttime ballerina. There we go.
Nighttime ballerina.
Yep.
Yes.
Nighttime ballerina.
Oh, is that what we call it these days? I'm sorry, I said pole
Yep.
dancer. Hello, sorry. Politically incorrect I am. Sorry.
I've never heard that term, but I really like it.
Nighttime
I like
ballerina.
it too. It's a lot better than pole dancer.
It makes it sound a lot nicer than what it actually is.
I'm just saying, the amount of strength that it takes, you know,
The
those
Amish
dancers
girl.
to do that. The Amish girl.
Well, no, it's not strength. It's a bit of, grit.
That's one firm group.
Walked right into that
Darn
one.
it. I did. Whoops.
Oh, I'm so excited. Now we gotta plan it. Now we gotta plan one. Are you open to take a picture? Is everybody okay with a group photo?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump down because this is Shell's thing, but it was so lovely to get to chat with you guys. You all are so wonderful.
We'll have to have you on as a guest because we're
Oh,
obsessed with you
I
now.
was just
anytime.
gonna say that.
Please, anytime. You know where to find me. All right, ladies, have a great night. It was so great to chat with you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank
Amanda.
you.
Bye. Great seeing you again, Amanda.
Victoria, do you want to be in our picture?
Fine with whatever, dear. You know me.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
1, 2, and 3.
Wait.
I
I have a
always
bad bun. Wait, let me fix. I'm doing grades. Hold on.
fix your butt. Well, I hope that we get to see you at an event now because this just sounds so much fun.
Shell, is that the only one you're doing this year, is Bray?
I think so.
Yes.
This is
What does
enough.
Bray stand for?
Beyond
Beyond the Reader or something.
the Read author event.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to think way too hard about that.
When is that?
July 24th to the 26th, I believe is what it is. I don't have the date in front of me.
Oh.
But they're on Facebook. They're everywhere. And also, they have a website. So they have like a bunch of different events happening. There's the author signing, and then there's like a meet and greet on a different day. I know Wander. Do you know who Wander is?
Mhm.
The model,
Yep.
photographer.
Oh,
Aguar.
It's smaller
I don't
guys.
know. I'm
Like when I
probably
was in
butchering
the
his
Asian
name.
No,
shop.
that's right. Vonder. It's a V. It's
No,
a W
Wander.
that sounds like
W.
it's a W, but it makes the V sound.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
see, I know nothing. So anyway, he's gonna be
Listen,
there.
I just realized that it. So I saw somebody else's post that talked about that because I've been calling him Wander the whole time too.
So
I
it's
would have never.
Vonder?
Wander. Yep.
Huh.
Leave it to the teacher of the group.
Well,
Yep.
thank you
Right?
for the
Oh
info. I had
no, I
no
saw
idea.
PB Squimmer. He was talking about it. That's the only way I know.
Oh.
It's probably German or something because I
It
know
is.
when
Yep.
Germans say my name, they say Vendi. And I'm
Hmm.
like, what the heck
Oh.
is that? I just
Yeah.
answer to it. A lot of
Now
times
this
people
picture
Huh.
call me
shows that you
Linda.
would be there.
What?
I say,
That's
hi.
not even close to your name.
I say, hi, this is Wendy. Hey, Linda, how you doing? I'm good, thanks.
Are you sure they're talking to you? Have you verified that they're not talking to someone
I'm the
behind
only
you?
one on the phone. So
Just,
it has to,
just whip out your Linda personality. Be
yeah,
like,
okay,
hi.
you want Linda? You got Linda, because Wendy's nicer. Not really, though.
Yeah, they
I saw a
pronounce
girl in
actually
here.
the W as a V and the J
Really?
as a Y.
Yeah.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah,
All
that's
Mm-hmm.
how
right,
they pronounce.
is your bun ready, Jen?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I thought we
Okay.
took a
Is it?
picture
Is it
already.
really?
She didn't like that one because of her
My
bun.
bun was askew.
Are we ready? One, two. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Thank you.
Good.
Woo! And we didn't get
That's
Yay.
disconnected
mine
either.
for.
You know what? I have gotten a lot better. Thank you very much. I only ended the live a handful of times. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was an absolute blast getting to know you, and we are obsessed with your work, and we hope to be able to dive into more of them soon.
Thank you, Christina. I had so much fun and I'm so glad everybody joined. That was a nice surprise.
Thank
Aw.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Yes.
And thank you for your books.
You're very welcome. Have a great
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Yes, you
You
Bye.
too.
too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
bye,
Bye.
Shell. Bye.
Victoria, when's your book coming out?